what is that? Malik is 12, and Jazzy's 15.
Malik is 20, Jazmine's 17.
What?
And you forgot we got twins.
All right, House of Payne fans. It's kind of interesting where one statement from last week's episode had people going, oh, okay, we finally got closure on this thing. But then there was another statement that was said that was like, how the hell does that make sense? Welcome, friends, to the Haves and the Have-Nots review. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Click on that subscribe button. Click the bell icon and select all notifications and allow all notifications. That way you know when I post up to the channel, the community tab, the channel, and do live streams. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. I've already recorded a video talking about the statement that made us go, oh, closure, when it was confirmed that the Payne series was nothing more than a bad dream that Curtis had. But then the other statement that enraged a lot of fans were based around CJ talking to Uncle Curtis about the ages of Malik and Jazmine. Now, when this show, or when this season 9 was originally promoted by BET, it was stated that season 9 took place 5 years after season 8. But then some other sources, as time went on, began to say, oh, no. Season 9 takes place 8 years after season 8. And if you go back to like the first episode, and I did videos on that, I remember talking about how it makes no sense for Malik to be in college. I know they might be rehashing or recycling the Calvin storyline about him being in college way too long, but it makes no sense. So here we go with CJ. And if you don't believe me, go back to episode 14. Been a long time. CJ told Uncle Curtis, Malik is 20, Jazmine is 17. What the hell? Now remember, and I always say that I'm not afraid to say this in every House of Payne video when it's relevant, because you can fact check me. I welcome it. I am not as well versed in House of Payne as a majority of the other shows I review. House of Payne came on at a time where I was just watching these shows to watch them. I was in high school / college, and then it got to the point where I've told this story at least 50 times on the channel. House of Payne, TBS kept changing the hours, so it was inconsistent. And it got to the point where I had to wake up to go to school, because I came from that kind of family where my folks would get up early in the morning to go to work, and if you missed the bus, you missed the bus. Me and my sister, we didn't have vehicles. So if we missed the school bus, we were screwed. So I couldn't afford to stay up at like 10:30 to watch new episodes, because it's kind of funny how TBS would do. They would have like a 6-hour marathon of House of Payne, but only one episode would be new. And I was taking college level classes, so I had homework a lot. So obviously I wasn't staying up for one episode. So there were points in time where I was missing 20, 30, sometimes seasons of episodes. So the last episode I recall watching, and it was probably a rerun when I had watched it, was like, I think Malik was in college and he was like helping out with the suicide hotline or something like that. Or like, it was like a hotline for students to call in, or young people, and somebody called in with like suicide thoughts. So that was like the last episode I ever remember watching. So you mean to tell me, I want to be honest here, I don't think that this show, some people have pointed out that I don't believe there's been any official source that said the character ages. I've looked on the House of Payne wiki. I've done some research prior to this video, but I don't believe it was ever stated that character ages were mentioned in the show. Again, fact check me in the comments if I'm wrong, but 20 and 17 does not sound right at all. Some people are like 17 in college. That is not an uncommon thing. I was 17 when I started college. Because I did that one semester online due to freaking financial aid jacking up my paperwork for financial aid at Liberty. So I was 17 for like my first week of college. Then I turned 18 during week 2 of my online courses. But yeah, it was pretty insane. This makes no sense at all. I mean, at the very least, I would think Malik would be like 23 and Jazmine would be like maybe 19 or so, give or take. I don't even know the age gap between them. I honestly don't. So I feel like this makes no sense. It's just like the debate of I want to use Dragon Ball again because I did with the Payne's argument. I remember with the English dub and the Japanese version, at the end of Dragon Ball Z, when Goku flies off with Oob, it was like, oh, it's a 10-year gap between the ending of Dragon Ball Z and then the beginning of GT. But then in the Japanese, no. It was only 5 years when Goku flew off with Oob and then he started off GT. Because it's like, wait, is Pan 9 years old or is she 14? This makes no sense. Yeah, that's essentially what's happening with House of Pain. I have no idea what's going on. So it also makes sense that season 1 or season 9 was supposed to start off with episode 14, but that's script production. I don't know. I feel like this season as a whole is a mess. I feel like it's extremely out of order. The only thing that actually has been confirmed was that the Pains just never happened outside of Curtis's dream or nightmare, however you want to call it. So I just don't understand how the characters are these ages 17 and 20, excuse me. Malik being 20 and Jazmine being 17. Well, to be fair, now that we know these character ages, it actually explains why Malik is still being treated like a child. Because I remember a few episodes ago when I'm like, it feels weird that, CJ and Janine are like talking to Malik the way he is. I mean, that says nothing about his own sassy, smart remarks, but just the way that like CJ would say, go to your room in this. I'm like, well, I mean, I understand, like, Malik shouldn't be disrespectful, especially the fact that he's disappointed his parents and now he's living under their roof with his pregnant girlfriend. But it just seems weird to talk to him like he's a freaking child. I mean, he's even at age 20, it's like, it just feels weird, like go to your room or do this. I'm like, I mean, he's a freaking grown man who's made some mistakes, but at the same time, it's like you're talking to him like a child. So I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I'm not going to break my brain trying to break it down. Like I said, if I was as well versed in the haves and the House of Pain as, let's say, the haves and the have-nots, I would say, oh, well, in season 3 of House of Pain, there was a birthday party. Look, I don't know, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do some elaborate timeline. All I feel like is like Tyler Perry just forgot. But then again, at the end of the day, despite the inconsistencies, he is the writer, not me. That doesn't stop me from making continuity videos if I know the show well. But feel free to let me know, like, was there ever any kind of episode of an earlier episode of House of Pain where they said that Jazmine is like 8 years old or Malik is like 13? Again, I'm just asking you. I feel like this video is more about you all educating me rather than me educating you. But there are just so many ways that statement makes no sense. Like, what is the true gap between season 8 and season 9 of House of Pain? How old were the characters in the original series versus how old they are now? I honestly don't know. So let me know if you do. And with that being said, feel free to donate to the channel if you would like by hitting me up on PayPal, Cash App, or joining Patreon for as little as $1 a month.